Stay tuned. After the frenzy, I'm going to give you the first ever franchise football frenzy United Football League game of the week pick for this weekend against the New York Seminoles and the California Redwoods. You don't want to wait for that. So, why don't we get started with the frenzy? Welcome back to the frenzy, where I play the world's most dangerous game of NFL Pick. I'm Russell Franchise. Last week I went an amazing 10-4, but I'm going to try to do better this week. Well, the first quarter of the NFL season has already left, and now it's time to grade. That's why I'm bringing in a brand new segment I'm going to call the coolest. The coolest works on a scale that I created that measures all 32 teams on a cool scale. First, surveys were asked of all 10 viewers of the show to rank the 32 teams on a scale of 0 to 5. 5 meaning that you are the biggest thing in the NFL right now, while 0 meant that you are about as cool as the AFC throwback ref's uniform. Now you might wonder, with fans ranking teams, natural rivalries and hatreds towards those teams might influence their vote, but don't worry, I placed several safe measures to balance that out. First, winning percentages will be taken into factor. The top record holders get the full 5 points, while the bottom of the bottom just get 1. Also, I used the fans vote on NFL.com to help strengthen the average out. Both the winning percentage and the fan vote will be counted twice. After the sum of all of the totals are divided by 10, you end up with your cool average. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. Alright, everything's cool. All I have to do now, hit the enter button, and we get our first cool list of the year. Let's go! I'm just kidding. Alright, let's start it out by looking at the first group. The most important group that you want your team in, the VIP Lounge. The VIP Lounge includes all the top teams that have a cool rating of at least a 4.0. It was really close. The Giants and surprising Bengals round out the bottom, while Drew Brees' Saints and Brett Favre's Vikings battled for third place. While it was a close battle for first as well, the Denver Broncos overtakes Peyton Manning's Colts by just a 1/10 of a point. The next group of guys I have, I like to call the good guys. While they might not be the greatest teams in the league, they do put on one hell of a show. While the Falcons beat the Jets a few weeks back, the Jets overtake the Falcons for the top spot in the good guys. Also in the running are teams like the Ravens, 49ers, and Eagles. The Packers and the Patriots close out the bottom of the list. The next group I have coming up, I like to call the Dwaynes of the league. They might be good teams, but they're sure not showing it right now. Or they have the potential of actually becoming a good guy, but they're stuck in a rut. They're kind of lame, but they're not that bad. They're kind of like Dwayne. The Dwayne's list features both teams from last year's Super Bowl, the Steelers and the Cardinals. See what the Madden curse has done? It must be destroyed. Also joining them are teams like the Cowboys and Bears who have had rocky starts to the season. The Seahawks and Redskins round out the list, as nobody wants to be in the bottom level. The last group I have up are the bottom of the bottom, the worst teams of the quarter. They got a special place called the Hall of Shame. Despite the Panthers and Browns picking up their first wins last week, they joined the ranks with other one-win teams like the Lions. While both the Rams and the Bucks share the lowest average in the coolness, of 0.7. When it comes to a tiebreaker, the Bucks and the Raiders had the most zeros in the average. So that means the Bucks are the worst team in the NFL. Now, if your team isn't doing okay, or you will want to get involved in the next cool list, don't worry about it. I have another cool list planned after week 8 of the season, plus just before the playoffs and at the end of the regular season. Also, if you want to see where your team is at in my cool list, make sure to make it on down to russellfranchise.blogspot.com, where I'll be posting up all the numbers and averages to show you where your team fits in. Now, I know I took out a lot of your time, so to make up for that, I'm going to do a quick edition of Quick Hits. I'll take the Packers over a weakened Lions team. The Chiefs will get a big win over Jason Campbell's Redskins. The Panthers make it 2 wins in a row against the Bucks. The Seahawks saw new life last week, but won't live to see it again as the Cardinals beat them at home. The Eagles destroy the Raiders in any fashion they choose. Jets rebound after a tough loss on Monday night with a big win over T.O. and the Buffalo Bills. The Falcons will fly all over the Bears. The Chargers come out of a bye week, but get ran over by the tough Broncos. The Patriots get the easy win over a confused Titans team. Speaking of other confused teams, the Rams will get their bell rung by the Jaguars. Sorry, Rush. Last week, the Bengals came through on my upset pick of the week. In return, I have them beating the Texans. I'm feeling kind of generous right now. Also, I'm feeling kind of in a gambling mood. That's why I'm going to give you 2 upset picks for week 6. In the battle of 2 undefeated teams, I feel the Saints will come off the bye week and successfully overtake Eli Manning and the Giants. Also, while the Vikings are one of the hot teams in the league, if there is anything that can stop Favre and Peterson, it might be the Ravens defense looking to break a 2-game losing streak. Ravens take a close one over the Vikings. And those are my picks for week 6. Next week I'm going to try to do a little bit better. If you have any free time, why don't you go to my website, russellfranchise.blogspot.com. Also, subscribe to my video channel to get the early jump on next week's video. Thanks for watching, and as always, my picks are so good, you can take them to the bank! But I wouldn't advise it. Now it's time for the Franchise Football Frenzy United Football League Pick of the Week. Come on. Yes, yes. Oh. Alright, New York or California? New York, California. I'm going to take New York just because I'm an East Coast guy. Alright, back to the game. Up the middle. That's right, baby. That's right.